It's Hyaku Shiki 96, your favorite billionaire philanthropist, back again, and I've got a huge issue. So as I've been making these videos, I've had one consistent problem that's followed me on every single video I've made without fail, and that's my computer. So to put it into perspective, I'm using a 10-year-old MacBook. And I think Apple makes some really fantastic, high quality products. Honestly, the build on the MacBook's still great. It's almost a miracle it's working so well at this point. I mean, you point to any computer that's 10 years old and working. I don't think there's that many of them, at least compared to video game consoles. The longevity's not even close. But regardless, I've run into a problem. It really sucks video editing on a 10-year-old machine, and it's really, really difficult to be able to grow with my skills. I'm finding as I'm learning new things about effects, transitions, and even color grading and stuff like that, it's really tough for the computer to keep up with me. I've been thinking for a while about upgrading anyway, so I guess now's my excuse. I've finally got a reason. So yeah, I'm gonna show you what computer I bought, talk about my impressions of using it, and ultimately, I suppose for other sort of similar sized creators out like me that are just starting out, is it worth getting a new computer and sort of upgrading your setup? I'll talk about it. So the first thing I would like to talk about is the DJI Mic Mini. I'm using that right here. In the past, I've always had this issue of, even though I don't film too far away from where I am, I have to raise my voice quite loud to carry it to be the level that I would like. And I think ultimately as well, whilst the phone's microphones aren't bad, like I have a pretty good phone, S23 Ultra. It's definitely got high quality microphones for a phone. I think ultimately it's not quite at the level I'd like it to be. I just really enjoy, in fact, doing this video right now. I don't have to shout. And that's nice. And I'm sure my neighbor appreciates that as well. So for me, honestly, I feel like, should you buy this, you can kind of tell just from listening if it's something that's worth it to you. So I picked up the DJI Mic Mini for about £65, and that included the charging case, 2 of these, 4 with muffs, all the cables and stuff like that. What I really like about this is, for me, if I'm investing in equipment for a hobby like this, I want to kind of go on the budget end, and I also want it to have some longevity. So what's cool about this particular kit is it has the ability to be used with cameras and also phones and computers. The flexibility of being able to use it on different platforms and situations means it's working for me right now, filming on the phone, but then in the future when I would like to film on a camera, if I get that far and decide to upgrade to one, I'm covered. And for me, that's really what's great. Often it can be easy to buy into some of the marketing for equipment and electronics because it's always like big numbers. You know, there's higher models, like there's the DJI Mic 2 and 3, which produce better results, you could say. But I think, again, you've got to think about the money. In terms of a hobbyist YouTuber, this is way more good enough. I think this is even good enough for professionals as well. It's lightweight, and of course as well, it's cool to have 2 of them for an affordable price. I feel like it's just a no-brainer for me. And so if you're thinking about leveling up your audio, I would just kind of say that it depends ultimately on what you think the quality of this is. That'll give you a good indication. If you're hearing this, and let's say you do videos and you decide, you know what, yeah, I'd like my audio to sound like that too, then go ahead. I don't think you need it, but for me, again, it makes a difference in terms of my setup, meaning I can talk at a normal volume, which will help me in the future do longer videos. And again, it doesn't really add any extra effort to filming as well. So again, depends on what you want to do. For me, one of the great positives as well is I'll be able to film audio outside if I ever wanted to do that as well. So think about your use cases to make it worthwhile or not. But yeah, that's the first purchase I would like to talk about. Okay, so the next thing that I want to talk about then is obviously going to be the computer. And as you can see now, I've gone for the M4 Mac Mini. So I heard online, a lot of people said this is like the best deal in computing at the moment. For me, again, I've only really sort of bought more affordable computers in the past. I really didn't want something that would cost too much money. Again, I'm all about the good deals. It's how I stay a billionaire philanthropist. And before one of you goes, well, if you're a billionaire philanthropist, £10,000 wouldn't make a difference. But let me tell you this, right? With enough £10,000, you get a billion. And whoever comments down below how many 10,000 you have to save to be a billionaire gets £1 billion. So fantastic giveaway there. Regardless of the bad jokes, I think really again, I'm looking for that price effectiveness. I don't want to splurge too much on a computer. I really like and use computers a fair amount, but again, for me, there's a certain kind of like level where I think it becomes a bit too excessive for me. And seeing what Apple offered, again, coming from a MacBook, I like the operating system, the ecosystem of Apple in terms of at least their computers. So I wanted to give it a go, and especially the knowledge about the video encoding things. Basically what I saw is that on a Mac M4 Mini, you can edit multicam 4K footage, which is kind of like a big deal. In other words, I could actually make non-1080p videos if I wanted to, that things would actually work. I mean, I tried putting some 4K gameplay into my computer, my last one, the MacBook, and it wouldn't even run at 1 frame per second on quarter resolution. Yeah, so it's a big upgrade for me. And after using it and setting it up, I have to say, I really think it was the right choice. It's a great computer. It runs quite cheaply on electricity. It's small, it's quiet, it works with my sort of desk setup really well, and it's got the longevity. Again, I want something I can use into the future. I don't want to upgrade it in 2 years. I want it to be, 4, 5, 6 years. I want it to last quite a while, hopefully even longer. And it kind of is even almost above the level I need it to be, which again helps that longevity. And I don't think necessarily you need to go all the way on upgrades. I think just the base Mac M4 Mini is definitely worth your money if you're interested in it. The question is though, would I recommend that you buy it to do YouTube? No, I wouldn't. The reason why is because I just feel like it's a lot of money buying a computer to invest to start a hobby. Just start doing what you've got already. You can even edit on your phone with that's like CapCut and stuff, and Adobe Premiere as well, which is available on iOS but not on Android yet, but it will be soon. I feel like starting with what you've got and seeing how much you enjoy it lets you know. If you are upgrading your computer and you're thinking, like I was going to upgrade my computer soon anyway, all I did was make sure that my choice took into account me making videos and having a system that was powerful enough to do that and handle that quite well. So if you're in that situation, you're finding that your current computer setup is frustrating and making it a bit more difficult, holding you back like it was for me, then I think it's the right choice, and it's a fantastic computer. So if you want a new computer and you want a computer that does a really good job and you don't mind not having Windows, I definitely recommend it. So for me, equipment is a great thing to help, I suppose, improve the quality of your channel, but I don't think you necessarily need to be buying it. I think it's worth it if you have the desire to improve those specific aspects and you enjoy YouTube enough that it's something that you're going to make the most out of those investments anyway. That would be my thoughts if you want to upgrade on any equipment. For me, it's going to really help, again, improve the quality of my videos, improve my ability to sort of edit higher quality content, and I really do enjoy picking up some new technology. There is definitely a downside though. Don't expect to see me on any big hauls for a little while. I have a few pre-orders coming in, but I'm going to kind of keep it a little bit more quiet. I do want to know though, because I do like still traveling and going about places. I might not necessarily be out to buy things, but would you want to see videos of me going around different CXs and game shops and stuff, even without the haul aspect? Because I'd still like to do that. So let me know your thoughts. And I think that's definitely a way that I can kind of like bridge the gap, because I like to be responsible. I don't want to like splurge buying a ton of video games after investing in some equipment upgrades. So of course, let me know. Let me know, of course, what you think. And as a bonus as well, I just want to show you I bought an iPad as well. Why did I buy an iPad, you might ask? Well, let me tell you. One of the things that's actually quite funny is that buying a brand new iPad and a brand new Mac Mini was cheaper than buying a new MacBook. And so with like the keyboard attachment and everything, I've managed to not only save money, but kind of have the best of both worlds. The new iPad OS update's really good. And so it can do kind of like all the things I would want a laptop to do really, which is like documents and web browsing and stuff with all the benefits of an iPad too. So really cool. But it's funny that it costs less overall. And yes, it still costs less overall, also including this as well. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed me talking a little bit on a different topic. I kind of thought it'd be really cool to let you guys see a bit of what's going on behind the scenes in terms of the filming process and the equipment and stuff that goes behind it, because I know it's kind of like a well spoken about topic, but not necessarily within the retro video game collecting YouTube sphere. I think that ultimately use whatever you've got, but if you are looking to upgrade and you need to upgrade, I definitely recommend the products that I've mentioned today. There are many other great products that you can use as well. I'm sure you can hear from tech YouTubers who are way more experienced with this stuff than me, but from my perspective, I think you can't go wrong finding those high quality budget items. I don't think you really need to go and splurge on the super expensive stuff, because if you do need the super expensive stuff, I think you already know that you need it. That's kind of the general thing I work with. So again, I'll just kind of leave that with you guys for now. I hope you found it interesting. And of course, if you want to hear any more about this kind of like behind the scenes sort of film techie stuff, I'm more than happy to talk about it. Now, I have a really important business meeting to attend. Yes, you're probably saying the billionaire philanthropist has another business meeting, but yeah, no, I seriously do. Unfortunately, these things don't stop. You know, you've got to have that grind set mindset. Just remember, you heard that joke for free. Normally, you'd have to pay before you hear that. But anyway, I'll catch you on the next one.